Guru, Va 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 Guru. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਜੋ ਆਇਆ ਸੋ ਚਲਸੀ ਸਭ ਕੀ ਆਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ। Whosoever has come to this world is going to leave one day. World is not temporary place, but we consider it temporary. When we buy our house, we say, now I have my own house. We forget that that house is there, but it is not a permanent place for us. However, we have a permanent house also, which we forget, because that's how the game is. That's how the play of Vaheguru Ji is. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਅਸਲੀ ਘਰ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ. We forget. So in Shri Rag Mahalla Pehla, we are on Ang 64. Kar Duja, Mukam. What is Mukam? Mukam is permanent. Mukam kar kar baisna, nit chalne ki tok. Prepare, this is very interesting, right? Maharaj did such a wonderful job in this game. Mere Prabh Sache ek khel rachaya. That in everybody, he put his own jot. He came with us. And I was talking with the Gurmukh Pyare, and they said, yes, Vaheguru Ji is there in 84 lakh June. In everybody in 84 lakh June. I said, not just in 84 lakh June. Gavan tudno paun pani besantar. Even in every element, the things which we see, mountains, oceans, anything, जो आया सो चलसी सब की आई वारी है. पेड़ पौधे, anything, dust, sky, moon, sun, anything, whatever we can see, whether it is a man-made or it is a Vaheguru Ji's made. Even the man-made stuff has Vaheguru Ji in them. How? Because of the 5 physical elements. Who created those elements? Vaheguru Ji created those 5 elements. The Maharaj kende mukam kar kar baisna, kende you are sitting at your house, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਥਾਂ ਬਣਾ ਲਈ, ਟਿਕਾਣਾ ਬਣਾ ਲਈ. Actually, mukam word is an Arabic word. Normally, it is used by peers and fakirs. The Muslim saints, ਜਦੋਂ ਗੱਦੀ ਲਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੀ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੱਦੀ ਲਾ ਲਈ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਸਰਾਣਾ ਰੱਖ ਲਿਆ. When they put a takiya or sarana or a pillow, and they say, this is my gaddi, this is my mukam, This is my place. Ajvi, even today, you will say, this Peer's place is this. That place is belongs to that Peer. Maharaj says, what are you talking about? Peer ji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਮੁਕਾਮ ਕਰ ਕਰ ਬੈਸਣਾ ਨਿਤ ਚੱਲਣੇ ਕੀ ਧੋਖ ਧੋਖ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਖਿੱਚ that excitement, that anxiety, more like anxiety rather than excitement. Because Vaiguruji is in everybody. You think that you are sitting at a permanent place, but that anxiety is always there. And you realize that this is not permanent place, and you think about it. You get worried. Tokhna, you get worried. Chinta aa jandi. Is this gonna be my permanent place? And I'm talking about the people who are not Gurmukhs, who are not walking on the path of spirituality, but spirituality is in them because the spirit of Vaiguruji is in them. Maharaj aap hi baithe ho ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ. Satguru ji is also there. Panch Doot is also there. Everything is within us. That desire of meeting Vaiguruji is also there in everybody. Whether it is very important desire or not, that's a separate thing. For an example, everybody is looking for happiness. They will wander here and there all the time. But what they want, what they're doing, what are people doing? They're trying to look for a happiness. And then they find happiness in these buildings, in our house which we make. Mukam kar kar baisana. This is not permanent. जो आया सो चल सी सबकी आई वारी एक दिन वारी आएगी सब दी. Let it be a physical place, let it be a जीव जंतु. नित्य चलने की तोख. मुकाम ता पर जानिए जा रहे नेचल लोक. कहते then only we can think that this is a permanent place if it never moves. Right? We all know if we build a house or a building for us, it can perish. Something can happen. Earthquakes can happen. It can burn down. Or even nothing happens. There is an age of everything. 20 saal, 40 saal, 50 saal, 100 saal. The construction will get so old. Pests will come. The other stuff will happen. So everything has an age. Mukam ta par janiye ja rahe nechal lok. And if it is stable and not changing. One thing which is always permanent in the life is change. Change is the only permanent thing in your life. There will be always a change. Guru Pyareo, there is a hope in this. If you are dukhi for whatever reason, if you are suffering from a disease, from attachment of your kids, attachment of your parents, some attachment is there. If you are dukhi, if you are worried, if you have chinta, Maharaj says, nothing is permanent. अगर खुशी दे दिन नहीं ना रहे तो दुख वाले दिन भी खत्म हो जाएंगे. If the happy days are no longer there, the sad days are also not gonna be there because nothing is permanent. मुकाम ता कर जानिए जहाँ रहे नेचल लोक. दुनिया क्या है इस मुकाम में? कहते what are you talking about? Guru Nanak Dev Ji is not talking directly with the peers. I don't know if there is any story associated with this Shabad, but it seems like that it is kind of a discussion going on. Because Mukam word, as I said, it is a word which is used by the peers. Kya mera Mukam hai? That this is my place. Mukaddas Mukam bhi kehte hai na. Duniya kya is Mukam mein? This world cannot be permanent. What are you talking about? How can you figure it out that this place, this is my house, and this is gonna be my house forever? No. Kar sidq करनी खर्च बादो लाग रह नामे कहंदे if you want to find a permanent place you need to have खर्चा what is खर्चा कहंदे ना ਤੋਸਾ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਖਰਚਾ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ when we have to go to a particular place right they say that okay ਘਰ ਨਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਖਰਚਾ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਈ ਕਰੋ take some money with you so that on the way you might have to spend it expense money you know if you are working in a company you are a salesman or you are a consultant or whatnot your company will pay for your expenses same thing Maharaj is saying kar sidak karni kharch they have a faith sidak is faith kar sidak karni kharch ਬਾਦੋ ਲਾਗ ਰਹੋ ਨਾਮੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ connect with the naam have a tosa of naam naam da tosa naam da kharcha we have discussed about these stories multiple times but let's talk about for a reminder because these sessions Guru Sahib also gives us reminders we also need to get reminders Guru Pyareo I don't know when was the last time we discussed this thing whenever we are going to leave this body let's say there are two lives life of a manmukh dukh ka khet one is gurmukh janam sawar dargah chalya two things life of a manmukh is dukh ka khet here also he's in dukh when he will leave this physical body he's again going to be in dukh because dukh da khet hai it's a field of dukh field of suffering because everything manmukh do result in suffering everything manmukh do is a field of suffering what is the suffering this tamogun is a suffering this rajogun is a suffering Maharaj says if you don't have a naam this sattogun is also a suffering wherever you are there is a suffering the gurmukh janam sawar dargah chalya gurmukh is above these ten gun so always whenever you are living your life always think about this thing Maharaj has given this wisdom Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Gurbani Guru has given us this wisdom about ten gun majority of the people don't know what ten guns are what three qualities of Maya are you have this wisdom some people will have it but little bit they know about it but they have forgotten about it because Maya is so strong the Kal is so strong five thieves are so strong they are so strong they make you forget about these things you will start thinking like this life is permanent that's what their job is but when we come in Sachi Sangat when we come in Sat Sangat Maharaj Ji kripa on us through the Gurbani Guru he will tell us what is the reality why you came here Gurmukh janam sawar dargah chalya above tin guns whatever you are doing in your life you are studying you are working you are playing you are doing grocery you are cooking you are talking remember this that everything is tin gun and your mind needs to be your focus needs to be above these three qualities of Maya because Maya makes you put you in state of confusion put you in the state of duality ਘਰ ਰੋਟੀ ਬਣਾਣੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਛੋਲੇ ਬਣਾਵਾਂ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਪਨੀਰ ਬਣਾਵਾਂ everything is duvida everything is Maya's job is duvida most of the people when they argue with each other it's because of the duvida wife is saying something else husband is saying something else kids are saying something else Maharaj that I ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ होए इकत्तर मिलो मेरे भाई दुविधा दूर करो लिव लाए हर नामे के हो जोड़ी गुरमुख बैसो सफा वछाई इन बिद पासा ढालो वीर गुरमुख नाम जपो दिन राती अंत काल ना लागे पीर कहंदे there will be the problems in your life. There are challenges. Life means challenges. Sansar, world, dunya, मुकाम है ना? It is sansar. What was the shabad? Let's read it again. Dunya कैस मुकाम में? Why you think it is permanent? It is sansar. Sansar की है. Sansar is worries, tensions, problems. Dunya, this world is full of tensions and worries. Nothing more than that. Cannot be the permanent place. You are embodiment of Vaheguru. Vaheguru ji created us. We are not this physical body. We live in this physical body. And the soul, the Atma of Vaheguru ji is inside us. Atam Ram, Ram hai Atam. We are Jeevatma or the minds, whatever you want to say. Jeevatma has to connect with the Atma. If the Jeevatma will be connected in the outside world, they will be Dukhi. If Jeevatma will think that this is their permanent place, they'll be Dukhi. Because they are not looking inside. The Jeevatma is not looking inside. We are not looking inside. Now he is talking about the spiritual person, Guru Nanak Dev. Maharaj says, we talked about the worldly people. That worldly people, all the people, they think that this place is permanent and all. What about the others? We gave an example of Peer, but Maharaj is starting giving examples now of all different sects, so-called spiritual. Jogita asan kar, jogita asan kar bahe, mulla bahe mukam. And the yogis, they also have asanas. Asan is the place. They also have this permanent place. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਮਛਿੰਦਰਨਾਥ ਜੋਗੀ ਦਾ ਆਸਨ ਸੀਗਾ. There are still temples built on the name of the particular yogis. Gajendranath, Machindranath, Gorakhnath, right? There were places there where they used to sit and people used to, Sangat used to come. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ. Those places are famous on their name. Jogi ta asan kar bahai, mulla bahai mukam. Mullahs, as in the Muslim priests also, they also have places, permanent places. Flani masjid. Same is happening in reality. The same thing is happening in Sikhism also. These Sant Deras Babas, they say this Dera is of so much Sants. Maharaj created Taramshal. Maharaj created Taramshal, which we call it Gurdwara now. What was the Gurdwara's purpose? So that we can learn that this life is not permanent. This world is not permanent. So that we can take a wisdom of Gurbani Guru and meet Vaheguru. But now Gurdwaras/Deras are also becoming permanent places. People have started worshipping the buildings. These buildings were the maps of inside. For example, Harmandir Sahib. Maharaj created this Harmandir Sahib. It was a map of Dasam Dwar. How to go to the Dar. How to go to the door of Vaheguru. Harmandir a Shreer hai. This body is Harmandir. Where is Vaheguru Ji sitting in the Dasam Dwar? We have to go above the 9 doors. Because 9 doors are all the Raskas. Nodar Thake Tavatar Hai Daswan Ijkar Vasa Poy. Close your 9 doors and go to the 10th door. That's your real house. These 9 doors are temporary. That's what Gurbani is telling us. That anything you are experiencing with your senses, anything you are experiencing with your 9 doors, let it be your 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nose, 1 mouth, 2 down below, or Karam Indriya and 10 Karam Indriyas. 5 Karam Indriyas and 5 Gyan Indriyas, 10 Indriyas, 10 senses, sight, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling, arms, hands, all these indriyas, all these senses, whatever we experience from them, whatever knowledge we get from them, these is temporary. That's what Maharaj is telling us. In the Gurdwaras, that's what we have to learn. But what we have done, we have become like yogis, like mullahs, like pandits. Now I भी सुन लो ध्यान नाल. महाराज ना प्यो के थप्पड़ मार दे कदे कदे. Maharaj, he beats us in a different way, so that we should wake up. Our mind should wake up. Can you read so much Gurbani? You do so much Akhand Path? Can they lo? Pandit Vakhane Pothiyan Siddh Bahe Dev Sthane. And what Siddhs do? They will leave. Pandits will read so much part. They'll do Vedas, Ved part. So same thing is happening in Sikhism now. Siddh Bahe Dev Sthan. Siddhs will close their eyes. They will go to the jungles. They will go to the hills. They will go to the mountains. They will leave the world and say that we are going to the Devlok. We are going to the Devlok. Maharaj says, if you want to go to the Devlok, if you want to meet Vaheguru, you don't have to leave anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to leave your temporary place, because everything is temporary. What if you these days, I don't know if you are watching these spiritual things in the YouTube, you might have seen people talk about this Kailash mountain a lot, right? They say this Kailash mountain is at that height. That's where some UFO is there. Some aliens are there. That's the place where Shivji used to do the bhakti. Come on, anything you see is temporary. Kailash temple is also not going to be there forever. Everything. Jado parlo aayi na, Maharaj says in Gurbani, Utpat parlo shabde hove. Shabde hi fir utpat hove. Through the Naam, this whole world was created, and world can be destroyed through Naam also, through the Shabad. What is the Shabad? Through the voice of Vaheguru. What does that mean? If it is the Moj of Vaheguru Ji, if he thinks everything should be done, I'm not going to stop the game today, right now, in next second, game will be stopped. We cannot do anything about it. Nobody can do anything about it. No scientists can do anything about it. Everything will stop. What happened during the COVID time? People were going nuts. Nobody knew what is going to happen with the COVID. We lost so many of our friends and family. Nobody was able to save anybody. People were not going out of the grocery because they were scared. If they'll go out of the grocery, what will happen? What if they get a COVID? They'll die. Because we want to live. We think this is a permanent place. The moment we will realize this dunya, this world is not permanent, this world is temporary, when we'll connect with the Naam, when we will meditate, when we'll put our Surt above the 9 doors, when we'll understand the Shabad, Lok da Shabad vi te Parlok da Shabad. When we'll understand that, when we'll meditate, when we'll do Simran, then we will be able to understand and we will realize that this thing is not permanent. This whole world is temporary. Sur, Siddh, Gana, Gandharv, Mon, Jan, Sikh, Peer, Salar. Koi chhadya hi nahi Maharaj ne. Kende the angels, the Siddhas, the Shivas, some people say, that Shiva is a god. Some people say Vishnu is a god. Everybody has this. Maharaj says Sur, Siddh, Gana, Gandharv, Mun, all Devi Devtas. Sheikhs, Peer, Salar. Oh, this Peer was very good. This Sheikh was very good. They still have the places. If you'll go there, whatever you will desire, it will happen. And it can happen also. But what are you going to get it? Let's say if you want to have a $1 million, $1 billion, it's temporary. It is only for a few years. And you're still not going to get a happiness. Because they worshipped Maya, they can only give you Maya. Jaisa seviye, taisa hoye. I'm not going to name the different, I'm not going to, everything is in Hukam. Remember, everything is in Hukam of Vaheguru. We're not going to hurt anybody, but that's what it is. They are deities specifically for Maya. If you want money, same about Gurdwaras now also. There is a Gurdwara or a Dera or whatever it is in Punjab. I don't know where in Punjab. People donate aeroplanes out there so that they can leave Punjab and go to the Western countries so that they can get a visa. There are so-called Babbe who send you to, they say that, okay, when you go, give me your passport, I'll do something on your passport. I'll write something there. Sukham writing, subtle writing. They're not actually writing. And when you go to the visa place, you'll get a visa. Maharaj says, what good are they? Sur, Siddh, Gan, Gandharb, Mon, Jan, Sikh, Peer, Salah, Dar Kuch, Kucha kar gaye, Avre vi chalanhar. Can they, everybody, they have left this world. You are also going to leave. Everybody has to leave this. Nothing is permanent. Can they ajay nahi samajh aayi? If you have not still understood, I'll give you another example. Guru Nanak Dev Ji say, Sultan Khan Maluk Umre gaye kar kar kuch. And those sultans, the kings and all the khans and sultans, right? They were very rich and all. They had the whole places belong to them. Some cities, some towns, some countries, right? Maluk Umre gaye. Umre, sorry. Sultan Khan Maluk Umre gaye kar kuch. They also left. They also left this physical world. कड़ी मोहत के चलना दिल समझ तू भी पहुंच. Can they just in a moment, in a fraction of a second, we can depart. Whether the next breath is going to come to us or not, we don't know. We can leave. Anybody can leave. I've seen so many videos recently because we are living in this technology world. We see that some ragi is doing the Shabad and the last time has come. While reading the Shabad, they leave because the time has come. Right? Kadi mohat. In kadi, in small, in a fraction of a second. Mohat ke chalna, dil samajh. Kende tu hi samajh la, mind. Dil is mind. Tu hi samajh la. You also understand. Tu bhi pahunch. तू ही जाना एक दिन. सब जग चलनहार. Everybody has to leave. This is not a permanent place. The Maharaj kende hai, we have still, let's read this body and then we'll stop here. Shabda mahe vakhani virla tambuje ko. Maharaj is telling us everything in Shabad. Two Shabads. One Shabad of Gurbani Guru. One Shabad, Vaheguruji's voice. Can they Shabada, if you want to understand which is your permanent place, we have talked about the temporary world and we know everybody has to leave. Now Maharaj, where is my permanent place? How can I know the permanent place? Can they Shabada Mahevakani? Bande ne nahi dasna. Don't get connected with the human being. Connect with the Shabad Guru. Tan Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Can they Vakhange, Dassange? He will tell you which is the permanent place. Shabda mahe vakhaniye virla ta buje koi. Can they? Guru Granth Sahib Ji is there. Gurbani is there. Gurbani is telling us which is our permanent place. It is above 9 doors. We have to leave our indris. We have to leave our senses. This world is not a permanent place. We still don't understand. That's why Maharaj said, Virla tabuje koi. Virle, virle, rare ones. Very rare ones. Shabda mahe vakhaniye, virla tabuje koi. Nanak vakhana benti, jal thal mahiyal soe. What we can do, Guru Pyareo? Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Nanak has a conquered here. Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ. I can only surrender myself with a prayer. And I want to meet the one who is in Jal, who is in Thal, who is in Mahil. Jal, Thal, Mahil Soy. He prevails everywhere. He is in water, he is in the land, he is in the air. Everywhere. Vaheguruji is everywhere. He doesn't belong to any religion. He doesn't belong to any particular practice. He's in everybody. Whether you're a black, whether you're white, whether you're Chinese, whether you're Mexican, God is in everybody. That light of God is in everybody. Aval Allah, Noor Paya, Kudrat ke sab bande. You don't have to go anything. He is inside you. And you can learn about him through the Shabad, through the word. And that Shabad, that sound is also inside you, where you have to go. When you will leave these 9 doors, when you will go to the 10th door, that's where Vaheguruji is. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਾ ਹੈ. 10ਵਾਂ ਘਰ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ. Just put your surti above. How? Coming to the Sangat, doing Saas Kras Simran. Guru Pyare. Aao ji. We also try to, with Vaheguruji's Kripa, we'll do Ardas Mehndi Maharaj. Our consciousness should also go above our 9 doors so that we can unite with you. We know now that this place is not permanent. This world is not permanent. This is temporary. But please help us. Please give us the Naam so that we can meet you. We can merge in you. And it will happen only with love. Aao ji, shuru kariye. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Listen to your own voice. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
Guru, Niru, 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 Guru, ah, 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 Guru, Guru, अंतर्गत वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। हमें अवगुण परे एक गुण नाही, अमृत छाड़ बिखा बिख खाई। माया मोह परम पापुला, सुतदारा सो प्रीत लगाई। एक उत्तम पंथ सुन्यो गुर संगत, तै मिलन जम त्रास मिटाई। एक अरदास पाठ की रत की, गुरु रामदास राखो सरनाई। एक अरदास पाठ की रत की, गुरु रामदास राखो सरनाई। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा